Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather and today is Sunday, January 25th of 2026. So I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough. I'm stepping on something. I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough and show you I have to do undecorating from Christmas. We're at the end of January and I haven't done anything, and I'll just do a quick walkthrough, show you that this past week I've been trying to get caught up on my homework assignments, so I haven't done any cleaning this week. So I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough and just a quick, fast, tidy up and undecorate today. My living room, I'm just going to do this. My tree, everything is still up. I have the ribbon. That one just keeps falling off. It's just laying on the floor every day. When it fell off, I was just wrapping it around and just kind of ignoring it for now. So I do have to deal with this. This has got a lot of extra clutter up here. Got all my books I was working on, like I said, I'm trying to get caught up for my homework. So I've got my binder and all my school stuff is all sitting here. I had to bring the printer down. But I've got lots of extra odd paper sitting here. I gotta get this kind of decluttered in my living room. And then if I come into the front entrance, same thing. It's still the wreath and all the Christmas decor is still up. And I would just like to pack it all up. And then panning through the kitchen, same thing. I've got just lots of extra things just sitting out here. It's just got to get put away. Just got back from a quick trip to Superstore on the way home from church. So got some fruit and some other groceries that just need to get put away. And then my bedroom, I'm just going to work on just the main floor today. My bedroom seems okay, except I've got dirty laundry on my bed and my more school books and workbooks and all my calendars and everything. My Bibles are sitting there. I also have some books I was going to take to the to church for the nursery, and I forgot to grab them this morning. I remembered when I was halfway to church. Otherwise, just the bed is the only place. I got some extra bedding there that I do want to find a place for them. That's just some extra pillowcases. And then my two Betty Boop blankets. I just kind of leave them sitting there for if I needed them. And then, like I said, oops, just fix my slippers, just pick them up properly. That is all neat and organized. And then once I get the tree taken out in the living room, I'm going to bring my humidifier back out. So I just got to deal with the dirty laundry. So it's a quick load. So he's going to fix my husband. He's got his drawer open. And he actually really liked that. He asked me where all his stuff went. And I told him and I showed him. I said, everything is just right here in this basket. And I said, I just had this red one. And I said, I really need this for my side, but I just gave it to him on his side because it just looks so much neater, this black or dark gray, whatever it is, better than the bright red basket. It just looks so much neater, and he actually really liked the way that it's just all his stuff that he needs is all there. He can access it, and then just sitting here on his side table, I've got some of his books. We've got the New Testament, of the New American Bible. I'm not quite sure much about it, except it's like a Catholic version, so I haven't really read it. Then you've got this one, the United States and Brittany Prophecy. I was reading that. It's got some really good stuff in it. And then his Bible. And I believe it also might be a Catholic version. I don't know. I have to actually look through. It doesn't say Catholic, but he was raised Catholic, so it probably is. So, doesn't say, but like I said, some of his other Bibles are all Catholic, so they actually say Catholic on them. So that's just sitting there. Yeah. So again, I'm just gonna start here by, getting all my schoolwork all put away neatly. That's what I'll start with. So like I said, I've got the stacks of books here and the stack of books in the living room. So I'm going to start with that and then deal with my dirty laundry. And the reason my laundry is on my bed and I'm scared to put it on the floor because my cats, is because my laundry basket, I just did laundry and the laundry basket is full of clean laundry that I haven't put away yet. and I'll go downstairs and I'll show you what had happened. Okay, so that's my clean laundry. I just didn't get a chance to put it away. The other night, in the middle of the night, we heard this loud crash and we couldn't figure out what it was. Didn't know till the next day when I went down here to get my clothes. This shelf here had fallen. So I had to take, move all this stuff out. I haven't had a chance to put it back up. My husband had to take time to re-put this back up. He had to undo some screws, redo the screws, whatever. So I just wanted to give it a few days to make sure that it was solid. So I think it's solid now. Nothing hasn't moved or fallen. But there is gaps between here and here, which is just, like it's the two shelves meet, but there is the gap between them. And so my husband actually moved, this is where he moved, I don't know, maybe not, there's just something stuck there. I don't know, he had to move the brackets or the clips or something over. He had to do something, different screws, it looks like he put different screws in. So he said he was gonna just reinforce it, and he never got back to doing that. So I'm gonna move my clothes back around and get my clean laundry all hung up. And yeah, and then I can take my laundry basket and get my dirty laundry in the laundry basket. Okay, so I'm just gonna work on here first and I will be back. Okay, so it's about 8:30 Monday morning, and I will say I have got all my clothes that were washed all hung up. The clothes I was washing last night, I had a load. They're just in the dryer right now. They kind of got missed, or they kind of were put in the dryer last night, but forgot to check on them, so they're still a little damp. So I'll get the rest of my laundry hung up fairly soon. But as you can see, I've got all my clothes all hung up. I did change a few ways some of these clothes are on this middle rack here. So I got my coats right here, about here, and then these are my sweaters and blazers. So I have the sweaters and blazers facing this way, my coats facing this way. Just fix that, like that. And I got all these, all my shirts all nicely hung up properly. All my dresses. I did have another one of these bars here, and I was gonna use it for my dresses, but because my dresses already do, hang quite low, they kind of block this cabinet a little bit, so I have to pull them out of the way. So I found that actually makes all the hangers drop to a significant amount. You can see where these clothes sit here, the bottom of this hanger is level with the top of this hanger, so that's like a good, I think it's good, 2-3 inches where how long the dresses are. So they really, some of the extra long ones actually will touch the ground already. And I tried that, but I found it kind of too hard to be able to reach in here. I need to be able to move the dresses out of the way to get to those drawers. But when they were on these, I can't move the hangers as easily. So I decided to leave these off. And then I have a couple more of these. I'm going to put one back up for my coats because I do like to have my coats staggered. It makes it so much easier to reach in there and grab things when they are slightly, it's not a much of a stagger, but it does make a difference when trying to pull out bigger, heavier items. Obviously my winter coats will not be going on those just because these hangers, I don't know, these wooden hangers when I've got the coats on just make, are just so heavy for these little other hanger holders, so I don't use it for those. So now I'm going to go upstairs and show what I have started when I've got everything kind of undecorated so far. Well, this is the living room. Like I said, took all the Christmas and fall items out. I got excuse me, a few things on that little side table. I gotta fix everything. I gotta redo. I don't know, this room just seems really smoky this morning. oh, I have that humidifier running. I think I'm just going to turn it off for now. There. Okay, so like I said, got that all. Oh, I still have to take the cushions out. I just thought they could just stay there. I wasn't quite there last night. But in here, I've got all the Christmas decor taken off the shelves. I don't really like the way I have these things laid out on the shelves. I was just kind of moving things around as I was taking the Christmas ones off. And I've got my wreath off the door. Oh, excuse me. And so yeah, I still have to undecorate, you know, the table. I'll get to the table when I get to the table later. I had food, and so I got my food taken down to the pantry. And then, yeah, I got all the ribbons and wreaths off of all the cupboards. And then in my room, I've got it kind of a bit better. So those are all my school stuff. I just put them here on the bench, got them out of the living room, got them off my bed, got them off the floor. They're all just lined up here. I will go through them and figure out where I'm gonna place them. Some of the books we've already finished reading and I've done my papers on them. So they will be going to my regular bookshelf. And then I just have some coiled notebooks and some other calendar stuff and books I got to take, you know, to the church for the nursery. Things like that are just sitting here. But over here, I've got this red container here. And all the Christmas decor is just sitting in here. I will deal with this later. Just move that. You can see all the wreaths there, the florals, and then any of the ornaments I used, and my Christmas tree. I would put the tree in the box, but I can't reach the box. But I did organize everything that was on my little side table here. I did hang up my Betty Boop calendar the other day. And so, yeah, my room is done. Got my coats hung up on the coat rack over here. Like I said, those two are the winter coats. I did just wash them recently. And then I spilt something on my coat the day after I wash it, of course. Then I got a couple purses, bags sitting there that ones I mostly use during the week. So I'm just gonna continue cleaning. I haven't touched the bathroom. I have to do a big clean. I mean, you can see, I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, maybe at this angle. Stuff that spilt or sprayed all over the fridge. My husband was cooking hamburgers the last couple days, so I've got to clean the tops of this. And then you can see all the grease splatter here. I don't know if it's showing up, but I can feel it. I'm going to have to clean my stove today. And yes, he cooked burgers in the stove the other day. And he said, yeah, the pan tipped on him when he was lifting them out. So all the grease spilt in the oven. And then I'm pretty sure, oh, see this one? It's clean. I think this lower oven's only been used like twice since I washed it. So it does need a quick wash, but the top oven and of course the stove needs to be wiped down. So does the microwave. I don't know if I'm actually going to get to cleaning the kitchen today. Today is just going to be I just got to undecorate from Christmas, getting all that stuff out of my way. I think I'm going to focus in on the living room today. Just move everything, because now I've got like, some of those shelves are just so cluttered and too much stuff, and then the bottom shelf has nothing now. That's because I moved all the stuff that was on that shelf up so I can get the Christmas stuff on. And same with up there. I'm not sure what to do with some of those items. I just don't have any. I know where they're gonna go. I'm not ready to store stuff down in the basement quite yet because I'm still working on that as well. So I'm just gonna continue working on the living room. I know this was all full of stuff. I got my books down to just the ones I'm working on currently. I got to go through all those papers. I don't think I'm going to get to it today. I still need the printer while I'm finishing up my last couple assignments. Then the then the printer will go back upstairs. I just find that sometimes the wireless connection in this house is just not strong enough for me to be able to print from this living room upstairs. So it's just easier to bring the printer down. That way I'm not running back and forth between the computer and the printer to make sure it's printing. So I guess I'm just going to continue cleaning and putting the Christmas decor items away. So I'm not going to film myself while I'm cleaning my living room, but I do have my little Bissell Stick Vacuum 3-in-1 that I am using to vacuum, and I have my Bissell Power Fresh 2-in-1 stick mop that I'm actually using as I pull everything out. So I started in this far corner, pulled everything out, vacuumed, mopped, and then re-vacuumed. So I've done from the edge of the china cabinet to the wall, and then I moved all the couch forward, and I've gotten to the doorway, and now I'm starting on this side. So I'm just clearing out the cats' food, water dishes, their beds, and the cat scratching post. Then I can pull that table forward, do a good vacuum, a mop, and then a re-vacuum. The reason I do that is I found that in my other house, if you just do a vacuum and a mop, you know, the vacuum misses little bits of things, but this mop or any mop doesn't actually pick up little bits, but it can move little bits that were stuck to the floor to be loose. And so I always like to go, you know, vacuum, mop, vacuum. Obviously, if there was lots of big debris in here or like lots of clumps of pet fur, I would have swept first, because I'll do that. I'll do a sweep, vacuum, mop, vacuum. And then when it's got the grouts, then the tiles and the grouts, that's a whole other process to scrub out each of the little grouts lines. I haven't done that for a while. I would like to get to that fairly soon, because I've got those big inlaid tile there has got some stuff that is spilt, and I just gotta get down on my hands and knees and scrub the grout. I don't think I have any grout cleaner today, so I'm gonna check that and go and buy some today if I don't have any. So I'm just gonna continue, and then because I can't move out the entertainment center or my china cabinet, I have this long stick dusting wand that I use to get under there. Obviously it's not as good as getting under there with, you know, like to vacuum or mop, but at least I can get any little debris, pet hair, pet food, litter, cat's toys, anything like that that might be under those, to get them out. And then I can get my husband to help me pull those out, because there is something under there that rolled under there, and I think it might be a cat toy. I'm not sure, or it could be a Christmas ornament from last year. I'm not quite sure. So that just the way the china cabinet has the bracing around the feet, I'm not able to reach it. Same with under here. I'd have to get my husband to help me pull it out so I can do a good cleaning under there. It's not a big priority. Those big pieces are like every couple of years we can get to that and pull them out, kind of a thing. So I'm not worried about those today. I'm not even sure if I'm going to get to the part with the wand, the microfiber dusting wand, that's what it is, and clean under there. I'd like to, but I just got so many other things I got to get done today as well. So I'm just going to continue to just, like I said, vacuum, mop, vacuum, and get my living room all put back together. I decided to switch the two tables and give the cats that corner over there to have their food on. I'll see how I like it. It's one of those things, I'm not quite sure if I really want their food in that corner versus being out in the open, easier for me to reach it. But I also find sometimes when the food was over here, my dog would jump up and get the cat food, especially their wet food. So I'm just going to see how it works. I've got everything done. All the blankets are all getting washed at the moment. I do have to pull my couch back forward and get my curtains back down on the floor. I just wanted to wait until I was finished in case I needed to do any more mopping. before I did that. So I think I am done with my living room. So it looks so much better. I mean, still stuff cluttered and needs to be put away. But that's just a slow progress of undecorating from Christmas. And I still have a pile of gifts up there for my brother and his wife. So yeah, I just got a few other things to just kind of put away or move around. And yeah, I think my living room is, you know, pretty much done for today. So I've got my room done, I've got the living room done. Now I can concentrate on the kitchen and dining room area. So I'm just looking at the clock. I've got to get ready to go fairly soon, but I can kind of start clearing out some of the Christmas decor off of this table and get them taken. Some of the Christmas I can't think. Oh, tablecloth there. I couldn't think of the word. Tablecloth and placemats and some of the other Christmas containers. I can get those taken downstairs so they can get ready to get washed. And I can bring up a different tablecloth, and I can kind of get that all kind of ready and put away. Ready and get that, you know, Christmas kind of put away, if I can even speak. And then the front entrance is, you know, pretty much fine. When I was cleaning, I did find a couple pairs of my socks, so I gotta go put those away. It's just my daughter's shoes. And then I have that vase there with the lilies on it. And, you know, I think, you know, I might try to stick, I have another vase somewhere that is just as skinny and as tall. I might try to put it over here on, I don't know, just kind of depends on which side of the china cabinet I think it will fit best. Probably work on either side. It just depends on where I want to keep the pet food. So I will figure that one out, and then I will bring that up, and I'll just kind of add something to the living room. You know, I'm looking at this and I think, you know, I really think I might just put the pet food back in that little corner there. I think it just makes more sense. Their beds are there, the scratch post is there. With that little round table, I can kind of put their beds under the table, and it kind of gives them like a little a den type of a thing. So I might do that. Not right now. I just want to leave it like this and see how I like it. Okay. Guess it's now I'm just going to start the kitchen area, and I will be back. So I said I had switched those around just to see how I liked it. As soon as I tried to get in there to fix the curtains, I realized that I could not reach the outlet that's over there because the way this table was. So I'll just come around here. See where the outlet is just that low. I need some room, so I gotta move this little table over a little more. But I just, this table actually comes out a lot further than this table, and so I wouldn't be able to use that outlet. So I decided to just quickly go and put the cat food back in this corner, and that just kind of tuck their beds under there. We've got that little footstool that the cats are actually using to get to their food. They're both, you know, a little aging. Like our oldest cat, he's going to be 15 soon. Our other one, she's 10. I think it was 2 years ago she had a seizure, so she's partially paralyzed in one of her back legs. So they're having trouble jumping. So we brought that little footstool in for them to be able to get to their food easier. And yeah, I think the flow in the room just works so much better. I'm just gonna turn those lights off. I no longer need them. But yeah, my living room actually looks really good. I'm just gonna run downstairs and check on the bedding. It's probably time to put the first load in the dryer by now. So I will be back because I'm gonna put this stuff away, get my bedding stuff done, and I'll be back to work on the kitchen. Okay, so now I have the kitchen, or the dining area of my kitchen done. This tablecloth is actually a plastic tablecloth made to look like lace. And it actually fits this table really good. And then I was looking for my spring kind of placemats. I couldn't find them, but I found these ones. So they are also like of a plasticky. I kind of like these ones for outside. That's what I bought them for originally. So just thought they would just work good. I was going to put my lace tablecloths on, but they kind of need to get washed. Even this one, some of this, it's hard to tell if it's dirt or stains. I'm looking at it. That just needs to be, I don't know how well it's coming on camera, but you know, there's a few spots that I can tell are stains that needs to be scrubbed. Other places it's like, just looks dirty, like it needs to be washed. But my other ones I have to get washed as well. And I just want something on here for now. So I decided to put this one on. It seemed the cleanest out of the, I've got 3 other lace tablecloths. And then I guess I'll just kind of quickly set up my table here with the dishes. And then I've got some little what's that, trail mix type things. They were sitting in the living room. I just thought I'll stick them in here. They look a little bit better sitting on the table than on the entertainment center. So there's my table all done. Just kind of pan over to there. You can see I got a whole bunch of stuff that I gotta put away. More stuff over here. I gotta finish doing that. I'm not gonna touch the rest of my kitchen. I don't think I'm gonna have time, but there's my living room. Been kind of slowly putting stuff away. It's like, it doesn't look like I've moved anything, but I have been moving stuff around. The bedding is almost, the blankets for on here are almost done. So we've got the white one, and then I have this one here I bought just before Christmas, and it's got all the colors in it. But my animals, just them jumping on and off the couch, are snagging it and ripping it. So I decided to put it this way for now. So it's just the brown, and it's, I think it will look so, it works so much better when 2 people are putting the blanket on. I've got it caught between the couch and the wall at the moment, so I can't get it all the way down. And then to cover the arms just for right now, because when my cats go to get up here, they jump and they claw up to make their way up onto the couch. So I'm just using a couple of beach towels, because I needed something that long and that wide, so I'm just using those for now. The rest of the bedding is in the dryer. So yeah, everything is starting to look, you know, a lot better. I'm just gonna now focus on the top shelf of the entertainment center. We will be getting the I was gonna say, almost called it the wrong system. That's the Switch. I always want to say DS. No, that is the Nintendo Switch. It's got to go back underneath. My daughter took it up to her room to play with it, and just between me and her, we just didn't feel like pulling this out to put the wires back through the other way, so it's just sitting there for now. Like I said, so the other little aroma diffuser things, most of them don't even have their cords plugged in. They don't work where I've got them just kind of for decoration purposes at the moment. I will spread those out so they do look a little bit neater and not so like clustered like that. And we've got like the stack of games and a stack of movies that got to get put away as well. Then I will deal with the top of this and all the other shelves later, probably next week. I'm not going to deal with any more stuff here. I've got to get other areas of the house done. So I'm just going to focus more on here. And then, like I said, I know I got to clean the appliances. I'm going to do the appliances tomorrow. So I'm just going to finish clearing this off. I'm going to go clean my bathroom, straighten up my bedroom, because there was a lot of stuff that was in here I just threw in the bedroom. I got to go put them away properly. So I guess I will be back as I get more of my main floor organized. And I will say it is now 3:45, and I started this like 8:30-ish this morning. I did take a little couple hour, I went for lunch with a friend, and I stopped at my sister's place for a little bit, but mostly I've been, around the house cleaning. So I'll be back as I get more stuff put away. My husband was home last night, so I didn't really get a chance to film myself doing this, but I did spray and clean out my oven. I mean, it does need another good scrub. but there was so much burnt on. I mean, it still got oven cleaner. I sprayed it again last night. Still got a lot of burned on stuff on the sides, but all the stuff that was all burnt here on the bottom, I've got it mostly off. You can see like in the corners like this, I still have to work on, which is why I resprayed it again last night. And I'll work on it in a little bit. I gotta go wash my hands now. I kind of just, oh, let's just go and touch the oven cleaner. Let's go touch the inside of the oven, forgetting I had sprayed oven cleaner. Okay, a little cut or a hangnail on my finger, now it's stinging. But you can see in here where I didn't quite get into this corner as much, the whole bottom was like that. So I sprayed it with the Easy Off. I let it sit for probably between 6 to 8 hours. I don't know, it was quite a few hours. And then I just took my little scraper tool that I have, and I just went and just scraped it, and it was just coming off really easily. Now this part here was a little trickier because it's on the curve and it slopes upward or downward, however you want to say it. So it was a little bit trickier to get the razor blade in around here. So I will do that later today. I'll probably film myself doing the rest inside here so you can see me do it. I mean, I wish I would have filmed it because it was so satisfying just how easy the stuff was just scraping off. I mean, it was burnt on, so my husband hooked, burgers, that's what it was. And it had been burned on, and we were still using the oven for the last few days as well. So it was just, more grease. Okay. Yeah, like I said, there's like burger grease in here. My husband said he put the burgers in, but he put them on a pizza pan instead of the other pan because the other pan were downstairs and he didn't feel like, going down to get it. And he said usually if he uses the pizza pan, he always puts another pan underneath as well, and he forgot to do that. So when I was scraping this out last night, he thanked me for it, and I said it was really burned on because he was still using the oven after he had, he didn't even attempt to wipe it out. I mean, I said when he saw that it had done that, he normally what he does is he would put paper towel in there and soak up the stuff, but he didn't do it. He just left it there, and he continued using the oven for the next couple of days. I can't complain. He made supper for quite a few days in a row. So I'm going to end my video here, and I just want to again say thank you so much to everybody who subscribes to my channels and watches my videos, and I will see you in the next ones. Bye.